G'day everyone, welcome to this week's Life on the Hulls, and this is a very special week for us because in this week's video Janet and I zip over to New Zealand. Our daughter Ellen has been living in New Zealand since January and she popped back in April to catch up with us, so we haven't seen her for some months, so we zip over there and we just have an absolutely magic trip of the South Island of New Zealand. Now it actually dawned on me the other day that we are at episode 300. And we are almost at 25,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please help us get there. We'd really appreciate your subscription. Our patrons have been supporting us. Honestly, you guys have been just incredible. And anyone else that chooses to watch our channel, we just appreciate that so much. Janet and I are pretty much handcrafting this thing to make it as we want it. Now, we've got an older design catamaran and we've done some massive modifications, and in fact I look at it as building two 42-foot yachts side by side because we have almost identical systems on both sides, and it is really a monumental task. Right in front of me here, just for instance, these hatches in here, 2 years ago one of our viewers made a comment that why would I put cheap plastic hatches on a beautiful boat like this? Well, I've rectified that. I took that to heart, and this is how your comments do affect us. When you make a comment, we do actually read it and listen, and it makes me think outside the box. So we appreciate everything that comes through. Every time you make a comment, we love it. We love to read the comments. We can't answer every single one of them, but we love to read them, and sometimes it'll create a month's work. Because that's what this has created. Essentially, I've done 3 hatches, one here, one that I'm sitting on, and another one over there that I was just going to put a plastic hatch in. But no, I've fixed it. I've put drainage in, and it's faired, and it's ready to go. Now, in the coming months, we've got some monumental stuff going on. We've got the welder dealing with with all the stainless fabrication that I've done, and also we need to get onto those bow modifications. You will not believe the work that went into the bow modifications. It is off the Richter modification, and it's going to stun a lot of you, and it's a very, very controversial modification that we've done, and we're so happy with it. It's come up superb. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for joining us. Let's get into it. All morning I've been sanding that Windlass box. That has taken some time to detail. It's probably taken me 4 hours of sort of sanding with the torture board, a flexible torture board, my orbital, a lot of hand sanding. I've just given it a wipe down with acetone, and I'm going to give it one brush coat of glow coat. So I've got some white gel coat there. I'm going to mix some wax into it. In fact, I've already mixed the wax into it, and I'm going to give it one layer just of brush, just to fill in. There's a couple of little ones that I don't want to sort of fair anymore. I want to get a good base coat of white on there, and then I can come back in once that's all sanded. Once it's all set up, I'll sand it down again, and then ultimately I'll be able to come in and just do one big spray job on the whole thing. Nice light spray job, and we'll get it done, because it's pretty smooth now. It's almost perfect, but by the time I'm finished with it, it should be absolutely spot on. Even just brushed, it looks amazing compared to the green and the blotchiness I've been looking at for over 12 months now, and all those bits and pieces. That's going to come up an absolute treat. So tomorrow or the day after, I might let it sit for a couple of days, and I'll basically sand it down, get it all dead level so that I can then come in and spray it all in one hit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive given it's chunks of foam and what it actually originally was going to look like, and the concept that I'll put up on the screen now and then the reality are very, very close. So I'm pretty happy. It's almost exactly how I wanted it, and it will facilitate the use of this windlass that we've got from Muir. Basically, they've done us a great deal on that, and, you know, we got a good price on it. Over 18 months ago I bought that, so it's been around for a while here, and it's been a long time coming for me to get this part done. Got powder up my nose. Yesterday I brushed the gel coat onto, or actually flow coat onto our windlass hatch surround, and I've come in today and I've got the orbital on it. I'm going to basically get my torture board on it and get it all beautiful and smooth. You can see how it's starting to fare out, and this is the final fairing before spray, so I need to do a good job here and get this one all nice and level. You can see it's still a bit rough around here, a couple of brush strokes that need to be removed, but they're going and revealing this a perfectly smooth surface with which to be able to display the gel coat, and then a final flow coat finish. We'll see it done. Boss is back. Back from a flu. Weren't too happy, were you?
No.
No. Bring us straight back in, give her 1 day off, and then we're straight back into it. So we've got Janet mixing up some epoxy to glue on a couple more of these wall panels. We've got a couple more to go. Probably got another 4 or 5 to go, but for now we're just going to do...
Yeah, what's that? Do you want me to mix it? You ready to mix?
Yep, go for your life, so mix away. But for now, we're going to do the one down here on the bottom of the freezer unit, and another small panel on the other side on the port side cabin, just so I can get that integration of the lining boards together. So I'm sort of stuck. I can't go forward until we go forward. All of these are now laminated. They just need to be faired and then sanded, and then obviously gel coated, and then we can basically do it. I've also laminated the inside of the windlass box as well. That was one of Janet's jobs. So all these jobs I actually left for Janet all week, and I was like, she's not coming back before we go on holidays in 2 days. Holidays in 2 days. Yay! I need a break. My knees have had it, my hips have had it, everything's had it.
So I'm taking him skiing just because his knees have had it.
Taking me skiing. We're going to snowboarding. Good luck with that. Some points. Look at the bottom first. Another one down here I'm going to glue while we're doing that one. So that's just this end panel here that goes on this bulkhead here. I've just chosen to make this one white, and then we'll put another small piece down there, and then we'll integrate it into the door. It's just nicer to have the white. It's a bit hard to do the laminate on some of these features here. This here is the robe, the forward port robe, nice and light in there, and not having a lot of weight up in the front of the boat here. Say that again.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Janet. What was I thank you for?
Because can you go and get me? And I'd already got you the gloves.
Oh, there's already gloves there.
And he just put it on, just carried on. So I just went, thank you, Janet.
This is the sort of stuff that goes on between a married couple when you build a boat. It's a riddle. Janet is the riddler, and I'm the joker.
That's all.
Yeah, Janet's English. She likes a courtesy. Likes good manners, don't you, darling?
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll forget because I'm busy. No excuse, is it?
No.
Don't why bother.
Ever.
Right. Just let me sit on the floor.
Yeah.
Get the bottom in first. That's it. This. And we'll work on a piece. I think we might actually do this one. I'm going too fast fashion. I've put the end one in when I should have put this stinker in first. Now this one's going to conform to the shape of the hull, which is a bit of a mess, but we're going to be able to hide all the foam and everything as we cover this in. I've actually cut a timber brace here. I'm going to pin it against the wall with that, so hopefully we'll be able to maintain the curve. And get a nice curve rather than this silly slant here, because we're just losing space with it like that. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I'll probably end up with a hole in our wall over there, but it's all going to be laminated and glassed together anyway, so I should be able to hide it, if not repair, a little gel coat repair. But anyway, we'll get that one done. Janet's mixed up some more glue, we'll get it done. Just grab the end, turn it around, and just, oh shit, watch that pull light. You're on first. Hang on, let me get my end in, because I've got these clamps and everything. Righto. Push your end in. Righto. So we need to hold it there. Just
So
lean
I've
it
got
against.
a big gap on mine. On
Let
this
it go,
end.
let it go. Just let it go against that. It won't matter if it touches it.
I've got a big gap here. I don't really want it further off. Is that one on that?
Right, the next bit is to somehow, we've got to get this bit jammed in. Yep, that's perfect. Let me jam this guy in.
Are you going to have to get the cover done?
Yeah, I'm going to get the cover.
Oh, shit, it's slipping.
Yeah. Freaking glue all over me. And I can't see, and I can't fit. Use epoxy.
Exactly.
Gave Janet the fairing job. She said, why don't you fill it? So why don't you do it? It's not rocket science. So we're just applying a little bit of our fairing compound. That's a 50% resin, 50% gel coat, wax, and Q cells, just to fill any of the little voids that we might have. And we're just smearing it into all the corners and all of the joins in the lining, rather than, you know, putting a wooden bead down. We've opted to do this bit of a fairing process, which is, I opted because it's going to look better. It's going to look all one piece rather than a bogged together with wood joinery, and we don't really want that. We want to make it look nice and sort of complete.
That looks much more uniform, doesn't it?
Are you done? Finished? Yeah. Cool. So when I do some more glassing, which was your job, because you were sick all week, I carried on and pulled your weight, which is bugger all, and you've come in and done a bit of fairing. So. We flew into Queenstown last night. Ellen and Zach picked us up at the airport, took us out for dinner. Really nice, had a drink, didn't get to bed till after midnight, so it was a bit of a late night for us. We're not used to that. We're on our way north to Lake Tekapo, which is about another hour north of here, but this is Mount Cook National Park, and just absolutely beautiful. There's not a lot of snow around, but normally this area would have a lot of snow, but they just haven't had any snow dumps at all this year. Janet checking out the scene. What do you reckon?
Beautiful.
Pretty
Oh,
amazing,
that's
eh?
beautiful.
Yeah, it's not as cold as it was back there, but this is just beautiful. Look at Mount Cook's up in there somewhere. Lake Tekapo. And Mount Hutt had 2 metres of snow last night, and the town is absolutely covered in snow. We've left Queenstown about 4 hours ago, and there's no snow there. Bit chilly, honey.
It is a bit chilly, but I walked away while you had your chat.
I was chatting to myself. Very important, don't have a couple of beers before you come out for a long walk, because you're going to have to pay to get rid of it. $1.50 for a pee. I mean, for God's sake, what world are we living in where you got to pay to have a leak? I mean, that is, the council should be paying me to have a leak. I've been driving Janet mad because I'm doing touristy things, because I like to take photos and stuff, and Janet goes, "Will you just stop talking?" I said, no, but I'm not paying $1.50 to go to the toilet again, I'll tell you now. That's it. What a freaking rip-off.
How good is this? We're heading to Arthur's Pass. It's about 90 kilometres away. But the mountains, look at everywhere around you down here, there's just mountains. It's awesome.
How nice is this, Jan?
It's stunning.
I'm not even at Arthur's Pass yet.
I can't believe that we've got a day like this. I hope it stays like this.
Best driving weather ever. We had a big day on the road today. We left Arthur's Pass at about 10 o'clock because the road was closed with ice, and we had to wait for them to plough the road, and then drove over, and we've come up to Franz Josef Glacier, which is down on the west coast of New Zealand, like right down, or probably about halfway down, and we're here at Franz Josef Glacier on our own. There's no one else here. It's unbelievable how few people there are here in New Zealand. I suppose it's not good if I'm telling you about it, because that means more people will want to come. But we're looking here. This glacier has receded 3 kilometres back up into the mountain there. That's it right up there. But it used to come to where I'm standing here only 80, 90 years ago. So that's pretty freaky to think that it's receded 3 kilometres. I remember when my dad was alive, he came over, and I think it was down at the bottom of the hill then, and that's about 2 kilometres away. I guess that would be right now. So amazing, the recession of this glacier. But we're only about, I think we're about 10 k's from the sea here, but I can't believe we're the only ones here. There's not another person here at the viewing point. Oh, there's people coming. Better nick off. Just did the walk down to the Blue Pools. We're up on Hust Pass up near Wanaka, and we get here and the bridges are closed. So the reason to come here are for the suspension bridges, but Department of Conservation in their wisdom have closed them. Obviously some sort of a liability issue or something. We were hanging across these suspension bridges, and there's another one in the background over here. And this river obviously flows down into Wanaka Lake. So just beautiful gravel races. I would love to paddle a canoe down these rivers. I think that would just be one of the best adventures ever. Beautiful scenery, but it is cold. It's like -3 here at the moment. We made it back to Queenstown last night to have the weekend with Zach and Ellen before Sam and Veronica fly in tomorrow night. What's happening, buddy?
We're heading off to do a hike.
Sounds good.
Yep.
And Ellen's in there in the bus in Apa, which is the mobile home. I think this is pretty cool. They've been living in this since January, and I think you've done really well, mate.
Anything bigger feels too spacious now.
Yeah, we went out last night. They came back to our unit last night, and Ellen was just laid out on the carpet, really enjoying a bit of space. But I've come to inspect the fiberglassing that Zach did in one of his videos. I think that's actually not a bad job, given he didn't have a grinder. He just had some bog, some glass, and a bit of paint. And I think that's a pretty good job. I'd give that 10 out of 10.
It can't rust if it's not metal. That's what I say.
Classic.
The water holds the temperature, and the ice, like everything else, will melt.
Yep. Yeah, all the water's frozen around us. It's unreal. You always know when there's a holiday with Janet, it's going to involve effort. It always involves walking a long way. Now, I generally go on holidays to relax, but when you're hanging out with this lot, you got no chance. You get dragged everywhere, don't you, Zach?
You do.
Yeah, no rest for the wicked in this family. It's just like no rest. All I wanted to do was sleep for 2 weeks, and I'm getting dragged across the wilderness. But it's pretty cool. Beautiful, beautiful place. We're at Moke Lake outside of Queenstown. It's only a 3-hour mountain climb, but we'll be good. I'll tell you in 3 hours what it's like. Oh, this country just never ceases to amaze me how stunning it is. I mean, for a guy who grew up on what we call the Blue Mountains near Sydney, which are just like 500-metre hills, this place just blows your mind. It's just incredible. And this is a sheep station here that we're walking through at the moment. But you're allowed to do that. In Australia, you get shot if you did that. We were stuck with nothing to do for the next few hours, so we're playing frisbee golf, and guess who ended up down in the rough, or in the lake. It's just an amazing day here today in Queenstown. I mean, look at this. And they've even got a beautiful racing yacht here for sailing charters. It's gorgeous, old ketch, and there's a racing yacht down there. I mean, this place is just the bomb.
Painful, it's just not how I work.
Good shot, darling.
I don't think if it's mine.
You'll go, Janet. Oh, bad luck. That'll be Ellen. Yes, Ellen, well shot. Now, there's one thing that is certain when I go snowboarding, and that is that I'll get hurt. I can snowboard pretty effectively. However, it's been 4 years since I've been down near the snow. When a lack of technique and some serious momentum combine, the rest is history. Bloody, I'm so sore. I'm so sore. I can't actually lift my legs, so are you ready?
Yeah.
I think there's only one way to get in. Okay, we'll just get some pendulum happening here.
You bloody idiot, get in.
I can't lift my legs. She's killed me. This woman's killing me.
Why am I killing you?
Oh. When in New Zealand, whew, it's a bit chilly. And we're up at Isengard Lookout up to the south of Glenorchy, I think, or the north of Glenorchy, I'm not really sure. I've totally lost my bearings. And I'll keep losing them if I stand here for too long, that's for sure. We're having a day off the skiing because I'm a bit injured.
You're a wuss.
I'm a big wuss apparently. I've got torn muscles everywhere. We've come up to Glenorchy and we're up at the root burn track, so we thought we'll go and have a quick look. Beautiful snow. I just got in trouble, didn't I? Suspension bridges are supposed to be bounced on, honey. What a spot. It's absolutely beautiful. The skiing was out of the question for us today because the roads were closed up to the ski resort. It was that bad last night. Ellen and Zach and Sam are gone to Coronet Peak, which is another ski resort. And we just thought we'll go for a drive. We found this, the root burn track. It's the beginning of a long, I think it's like a 3-day walk over to Milford Sound on the other side. But it's coming down now. This is crazy. Wow. Wow. This is awesome.